Alright, oh shit, hold on. Okay, there we go. Alright, welcome everyone to the 26th Starsector tournament. True Bubblegum, haul ass. So, this will be a 2-player PPvE tournament. Our two teams consist of one mercenary player and one freighter player, whose job it is to get the freighter player through, I believe it's, yes, 5 waves of enemy forces. The more freighters that come out the other end, the more cargo that survives. Whichever team comes out the other end with more cargo remaining wins. So, for our first team, our first attempt at this, we have, call it the Flood, with Arthur, with Crimson Construction, and Lourdes with Bricky Bulk Shipping. Let me double check what I'm supposed to run as the primary. I think I'm supposed to have Lourdes as the green player. No, cargo player should always be yellow. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so let's take a look at our ships. So, Arthur has gone very tall with a Pandemonium-class battleship, the Red Mist. It's also very specifically asymmetrical, presumably to piss me off deliberately. I can only take this as a targeted attack. But anyways, we have 5 SRABs, 2 Baffler ADLs, a pair of Lazy Horns, and a pair of Ravens with a Zephyr in support. Now, fuck ton of hull mods. ECCM, Flux Distributor, RFC, Omni Shield, Accelerated Shield, Armored Weapon Mounts, and ITU. And then we have 4 Organic Salt Armored Freighters. These will not count towards the team's cargo capacity, despite being freighters, but they are very minimal. They have expanded cargo holds for some reason. Sure, whatever. Expanded deck crew with their single fighter bay, a Slagger butt gun for range finding, and a Raven 9th Gen Wanzer. So that is 6 Ravens across Crimson Construction. Are points awarded based on cargo space? Based on cargo space remaining at the end of the last wave, I believe. And for Bricky Bulk Shipping, we have a single Tritachyon Buffalo with a Wasp Interceptor wing. Expanded cargo holds, of course. And then we have so many more organic salts. Wanzer sounds so bad. You always pronounce it like Wanzer, like it's German. But it's Japanese! Yeah, there's just a lot of ravens here. Jesus fucking Christ, there's a lot of ravens here. So, let's get into it. I remember. There's the dragged free cam. So, Crimson Construction on one side, Bricky Bulk Shipping on the other, and here comes our first wave. We've got some rogue derelicts, looking at a couple of berserkers, arbalests, light mortars, you pickets, more light mortars, light dual autocannons, safety override ramparts, squalls, devastators, heavy MGs. Devastators could be a problem, but I don't think the Ravens would be particularly bothered by it. Bricky Bulk Shipping is backing himself in a corner. The Ravens are keeping stuff at bay, though, while Crimson Construction gets right to work. That pandemonium is going to tear these things apart. Reliant heavy machine guns just rattling away against these things. The organic salts are able to just form a battle line of Ravens. There's so fucking many of them. I'm not sure that these derelicts have any real options to approach. The Pandemonium, of course, has an officer, helmsmanship plus, combat endurance plus, impact mitigation plus, systems expertise plus, and gunnery implants plus. Very, very strong officer. There is also an officer in charge of that Buffalo. It looks like they put an Omega Core in there, but it's only level 5. Helmsmanship, combat endurance, impact mitigation, systems expertise, and gunnery implants as well. The pandemonium is just cleaning house over here. These ravens, this wall of ravens in front of these organic salts has pretty compellingly convinced these derelicts not to push too aggressively. Although the organic salts are not fielding them very proactively. They're not doing a whole lot. Not nearly as much as they could. Crimson Construction, on the other hand, having no such problems deploying its ravens offensively. We might about to see one of these organic salts pop. Rampart's got it cornered with the Devastators, but it looks like the organic salt has a damper field. I'm not familiar with the FSF ships. I probably should have checked this before we started. Looks like it's got a damper field, so it's able to absorb some serious punishment from that Rampart. Rampart goes down, and now it looks like we're just down to one more Rampart, a Bastilon, and... oh, no, the Berserker just went down to a Raven, so it's just the Bastilon and Rampart just surrounded by a holding pattern of Ravens. None of them particularly interested in approaching the other. Let's check that. Damped ammunition feed. Activates an energy field that massively improves armor effectiveness at the cost of disabling weapons and shields. Yeah, that's just a damper field. Whoever has the ravens on the right side has not set them to be aggressive at all. These AI controlled? Yes. I believe that all of these organic salts for Bricky are set to cautious. Which is a little bit of a waste of this massive volume of 9th generation Wanzers, but it will keep these freighters pretty safe from any threat. And down goes Wave 1. So, Wave 2 is about to start coming in. Where's it coming from? Looks like it's coming from the north. What do we have here? What? Where is it? Oh no, it's over here. It's pirates! We've got sights. We've got predators. I see an amalgam, a pair of boars, a stalker, and an infernus. That stalker could be a menace, though this isn't a very direct combat-focused fleet, so I'm not sure they have anything really to fear from it. Ravens coming in on those predators. I don't think those predators stand a fucking chance against these things. The amalgam is not likely to have a good time against these bafflers either, or the ravens for that matter, once they get aggressive. It looks like the ravens from the organic salts are actually moving very aggressively for now. Huge damage coming out onto that amalgam. It is not long for this world, and the Infernus isn't even engaged yet. Firing Hellbores at the ravens, and you know what? I'm not sure it's enough. Amalgam goes down, sights are cleaned up. It's an ion pulsar predator, too. Predator just immediately pops, just down to a boar, a stalker, and an infernus. It looks like the ravens from the organic salts are pulling back, mostly focused on protecting their host carriers. Panda just cleans up the boar and the stalker pretty handily. Now it's just Panda versus Infernus. Technically, this is what the Infernus was built to do, but it was built by pirates, so who knows if it's any fucking good. Survey says no. That Infernus is getting chewed up. It is doing a number on these ravens, but they'll be replaced fast enough that it probably won't do them any good. Devastator on the back of that Infernus doing some decent work, actually. It just doesn't have any answer to the Panda in front of it. A fleet with more... Oh, burn drives to its doom. A fleet with more access to Devastators would definitely be able to tackle that Panda well, but... Next up... Uh-oh. Here comes alright, GMVA Strike Fleet coming in. We got Rush Cutters, Sunders, Ventures. Those Ventures could be big problems. Locusts, Milton Welders, Heavy Needlers. Alright. No, those aren't Rush Cutters. Those are Carkers. Rush Cutters are the Vigilances. They immediately send in their fighters. The CR degradation time is extended for tournament, or is it default? It resets every wave, I believe. Mule GM. Oh, I thought that was a Falcon. Sunder coming in, looking to engage that Pandemonium, but the Ravens immediately sweep around. It has very poor armor, does not stand a fucking chance. Those kites could be a big problem for the Ravens, though, with their EMP emitters. And the Ventures as well, with their Locusts. A lot of anti-fighter power coming out, but the question is if they can put enough pressure through it on that Pandemonium. Doesn't look like it. 2 kites have popped. There goes the Hammerhead. Locusts still coming out against those Ravens, but just not enough Locusts. Milton Welders firing off on those Ravens, doing a good number on them, but again, just not enough. There's too many fucking Ravens. Another kite goes down. It's basically just the Ventures and Carkers now. Ventures very, very fucking tanky. I believe these are the armored Ventures too, not the GMHQs that have stronger shields. So, we should see these have some good staying power. The problem is that there's a lot of DP for this GMDA fleet tied up in Carkers that aren't really able to do anything to these Ravens. Blue Bottlers are able to pretty reliably swat aside the Ravens when they try to dive in on the Carkers, but they're not actually killing anything, and the fighters sure can't help. Venture has finally overloaded, still getting hammered by that Pandemonium. Even if they could deal with the Ravens, which they can't, that Panda would just be an existential threat. Venture goes down. Panda continuing to carry so fucking hard here. These poor, poor Carkers. The other Venture goes down, leaving the Carkers alone against the Swarm. Oh, there was a Mule down here still kicking? Well, it's not anymore. Carker goes down. There are not enough Blue Bottlers to keep this many Ravens away. Another Carker goes down. 1 remains. There will be no customs inspection on this fleet. Panda immediately just rips through this vulnerable Condor refit. And down goes the Carker. Our next wave is coming in. I see Pathers with a bunch of Colossuses. I see a Gremlin, Hounds, Cerberuses, a bomb. Oh, they're coming from all around. I see another bomb. 3 bombs. Colossus Mark IIs, Hounds, Cerberuses, Gremlins, and yeah, bombs. Here comes the bomb. Bomb, bomb, bomb. Oh my god. 2 of them go off and don't even kill anything. One of the organic salts does go. I believe there is still another bomb undetonated. Yes, up here, it's staring down an organic salt. Doesn't really know what it wants to do here. Hammers coming out, spraying into the organic salts. Up 2 organic salts are down, but these Colossi are not equipped to take on this many Ravens. They are very squishy. One of them already pops. Another organic salt looks like it's about to go. It's been hemmed in by these frigates, and the Colossi descend on it, quickly getting the kill. The IED does not detonate, but it does die. Hounds popping. More Colossi popping. Another Organic Salt about to go down to these Colossi up here. And there it goes. Now it's just cleanup, I think, for these Ravens. There's no more Organic Salt stragglers scattered around the map. It's just on the Wanzers to clean this up. None of these ships are really a threat to the Pandemonium specifically. This is a very fast and aggressive wave that did its job picking off some freighters before a tall fleet like this could really respond. But you know, the centerpiece ship, the Panthers can't do anything to it. Panda blocks the torpedoes, instead detonating a Colossus against its bow. We are 4 waves in, and there is 1 more wave to go. Wave 5. What will it be? There is a Radiant coming in from the south. That it? Is that all? There was some, yeah, there was some flank play last round, but not today. Just a fucking Radiant. That is a very angry-looking Radiant, too. 2 Squalls, Auto Pulse Laser, Quad Annihilators, and a Tac Lance. That's just a regular Tac Lance, of course. There are some Fulgents with Typhoon Reapers. I see an Apex with Quad Dragonfires. Wow! A Scintilla with another Typhoon. Several Scintillas with more Typhoons. Fulgent goes down, but the Glimmers and Luck and Lumens have quickly surrounded the Pandemonium. Pandemonium overloads. In comes the Reapers. Most of them get shot down, but the Pandemonium does go down without any meaningful support from the Ravens. Crimson Construction has broken. Now, we see if the Ravens from the Organic Salts can clean house here. It's going to be a tall order, but these are damper field freighters with some of the strongest fighters available to the Diebel Avionics Corporation. Looks like one of them is just taking on this Scintilla solo and almost winning. Glimmer popped up here. Here comes the Radiant looking to get involved. There is no AI core in this Radiant. It is handicapped, notably. Another Organic Salt goes down. Organic Salts are starting to run the risk of malfunctions. This could just go the way of the Remnants by CR. Another Salt goes down in exchange for a Lumen. The Apex gets involved, but this Apex has not fired a single Dragonfire in anger yet. Just its IR Pulses, Ion Pulsar, and Mining Blaster. More Organic Salts coming into malfunction territory. They're doing fucking bombing runs on the Ravens, and it's not working. Not because they're missing the Ravens, but because they're not killing the Ravens. Big wave of flash bombers coming in. That bombing run actually cleaned up that Raven. Good hit from those flashes. Another Raven pops. This is just cleanup operations for the Radiant at this point. Just a cautious encirclement of organic salts, but none of them are on an aggressive enough setting to actually try and capitalize on it. I believe that is the last Crimson... No, there are still 2 more Crimson Construction organic salts, and then there is bulk shipping. The bulk shipping organic salts very, very low on CR. Once they hit 0 CR, their damper fields and shields will be disabled, and they're just gonna pop. There's just nothing else for it. Solinarius, thank you for the follow. So I agree with the earlier sentiment that it's a little bit silly that none of the bulk shipping Ravens were set on aggressive, so they were all just held in reserve constantly. I don't know if more Ravens would have been able to save the Pandemonium, but I certainly think it would have made some of these waves go a lot faster. %CR. God. And, well, making the waves go faster would have obvious benefits in a scenario like this, where these ships are just getting cleaned up. The Ravens were a very, very powerful choice, though. Ooh, there's a Dragonfire! The organics were literally just lumps of health to bring Ravens. Basically, they're also freighters, contributing an amount of cargo to the bulk shipping team, without requiring converted hangars. It's a very powerful choice, and Ravens are very powerful fighters. It gives the freighter component of this team a lot of teeth, but with them all on cautious, they're not really sweeping like this many Ravens are capable of. Like, this is an existential number of Ravens. Or, sorry, this was an existential number of Ravens. There's only 1 Raven left, and it is gone. Now it's just on the remnants to clean up these 2 organic salts that are on 0% CR. No shield, no damper field, no nothing. Vanquished? Oh, right. Alright, well, Bricky Bulk Shipping and Crimson Construction have failed on the final wave. But, boy, howdy, did they get some kills on those first waves. It looked like they were just gonna clean up everything unopposed, and then the Radiant swept in. Well, on to our next team, Hrothgar, Heavenlight, and Mr. Who? Is his name supposed to be cut off like that? Mr. Magalore, that's it. Hrothgar Heavenlight and Mr. Magalore with Safety Avionics. Safety Avionics and the Safety Hazard, of course. Safety Hazard has a Daze-class cruiser as its centerpiece, quad Banished Torpedo Launchers and quad Rexons, with INTU and Ibises. Very, very competent line ship. There are 2 Gust-class cruisers, the Booty and Ransom, using Avalanche Wanzers. I see some Rex and S's, more Ibises, more Banished Torpedoes, and an Ulan Siege Laser. Plover Rocket Pod, Extended Shields, very good stuff. A Coanda. I've not actually seen one of these in action yet. Light Mortars, interestingly. Rex and S's, another Plover Pod. It's got built-in expanded missile racks and dampened mounts, extending the range of all projectile weapons by 200. Meaning that these light mortars are swinging at 800. That's pretty good on a destroyer. Hardened shields, ITU, and a dampening wave. Reduces incoming damage and propels the ship in a desired direction. Interesting. So we've got two of these, the Treasure and Shekel, and then we have the Gold-Pressed Latinum and Monte Cristo, a pair of pocket gusts with frosts. Love to see the frosts. Rex and S's, more Plovers, Banishes, Extended Shields, and ITU. And on the other side, for Mr. Magalor, we have Safety Avionics, a Thermocline-class lawn chair battleship. The biggest iron, with a lightless horizon multi-stage acceleration system. Oh boy. Fires a stream of debris when charged, dealing 1,500 points of kinetic damage and generating 1,000 flux. If the main projectile hits armor, it explodes, dealing 500 high explosive damage. FSF hull design. Reduced overload duration. Overload duration cannot exceed 8 seconds. And a, bonus, 0 flux boost, it looks like. If flux level is below 6%, I assume, for 2 seconds. Provides a 35 bonus to max speed. Controlled shield. Enhances the trajectory, or captures the trajectory of incoming projectiles from long distances and hardens the shield right before impact. Larger hulls require a larger distance threshold for the system to function. When a projectile is fired from 1,400 range, the ship takes only 50% damage. I think that will only come into play against stations of which there aren't any here, so I'm not really sure what this is doing for you. Dual overload system. Ship gains additional temporary flux capacity and increases the weapon's rate of fire and magazine reload speed. After deactivation, weapons are unusable for a period of time, while the rate of flux dissipation is increased significantly. Also, it's kind of like the overload that some of the Imperium ships have. Each time a ship takes damage, a 70% chance that damage will be reduced by 30%. Not 30%, 30 points. An advanced reloading system. All non-built-in ballistic energy weapons gain 25% extra ammo return rate. Okay, and when soft flux is increasing, boosted again by 25%. And each hit onto hull, or each hit taken reduces soft flux by 4. Damn, that's strong. Okay. Got some sniper howitzers, 900 range, high explosive. They split on approach to target. Tactical lasers. RK-107 rocket launchers. Increases damage on hitting armor by 0.2 times the target's maximum armor. Okay, okay. So just does proportionally more damage. It does proportionally more damage against more heavily armored targets. Not going to find a lot of use. Like, maybe against... I don't know, it'll be useful against those ventures. Hypervelocity drivers. And then we've got DF1 heavy reactor armor. Or heavy reactive armor. Reactive armor near this weapon will automatically fire if it takes more than... Or reactive armor near this weapon will automatically fire if it takes more than 70 725 or 1 times the ship's armor value in a single hit while reducing damage by 90%. That is interesting. So they can do that 4 times. So any hits along this frontal arc can be reduced by up to 90%. If they hit hard enough. Reinvention repair drones. Ooh! Repair drones on this upstream class freighter. More hypervelocity drivers. There's just... What's supposed to be there? I guess it is supposed to be there. Multi-purpose cannons, fragmentation, PD guns, devastator cannons, militarized subsystems, assault package, controlled shields. Really going all in on that. Folded armor disables weapons and shields. When activated, unfolds internally folded armor, hence increase armor effectiveness by a large amount. Oggleable. Okay. So it can just turn on a damper field effectively. Then we got another pair of organic salts. These are packing long spike helicopter gunships. They have rubble anti-aircraft shells, close proximity anti-aircraft smoke grenades that deal fragmentation damage. Why are they smoke grenades then? Whatever. Heavy machine guns and firing pin rocket pods. Do kinetics. So these are very powerful against shields, reactive armor, anti-air batteries on the organic salts. Projectiles can pass through friendlies. That's compelling. And then we've got a trio of jackals. The Hank Hill, Jill, and Jack. With signpost charge launchers, Crawdad autocannons, cane torpedoes, and a phase lance. With some Vulcans, expanded missile racks, and flux distributors. Alright. Accidentally... Oh, I do have a slow-mo. I have a slow-mo button. Cool. Alright, Wave 1, the Derelicts. Which faction is this? The more industrial-looking one? This is, FSF. A lot of kinetic damage from this fleet, but this is, this first wave does not have any shields to speak of, so we'll see if that's any good for them. Jackal's able to hold their own pretty immediately against these ships. Big hit there on that Berserker. Meanwhile, Safety Hazard just immediately going to town. Both halves of this fleet are able to churn out some pretty decent damage against these derelicts, and they fold pretty swiftly. However, some of the Diable ships are taking some hull damage because they're just moving so aggressively against these ramparts. A little bit of hull damage on both sides of the fleet, it looks like, but they are able to clear through this wave without too much difficulty. Hold on. There we go. Sorry, I had to get rid of the shuttle warning. Losing armor and taking hull damage this early on could be a problem, but we do have level 2 officers on both of our Gusts with field modulation and gunnery implants, as well as an officer on the Days with gunnery implants. Looks like all of our Jackals have missile spec officers, and our Thermocline has a helmsmanship and ballistic mastery officer. So, Pocket Gust getting very aggressive against that Infernus, but it is able to quickly bag a kill against a Scythe. Unfortunately, it is overloaded and been slammed with a Reaper. Pocket Gust and a Gust are gone. This is way too early to be losing this many ships. And again, a lot of kinetic damage from these fleets against a fleet that has very few shields. Jackal spinning out after ruining its own engine. Oh my god! Torpedo just snags the Jackal facing the wrong way, and the blast kills the other Jackal. Incredible skill shot from that Amalgam. Jesus Christ! Infernus going to town on these Coandas, is it? Coandas. Double down. Boar goes down. Torpedoes coming in on the Daze as it overloads. Thermocline intervening to try and save the Daze. Gets away with it. The Daze will live to fight another day. Oh, the big Spinal just hits debris. Does not actually strike the Stalker. Despite the Thermocline's best efforts, it just can't get a good shot on that Stalker. But it does blast its way through and get the kill. Despite some ugly early losses, it looks like the Diablo fleet is poised to clean up this Infernus, as it's simply facing the wrong way to deal with all of these big ships. Down goes the Predator. Alright. Now, our next wave. Here comes the police. Why are they going this way? Huh? Repair drones trying to get this Daze back in order. Although the Thermocline is not particularly helping. Here come the kites. One of the Gusts is just shoving an organic salt into the enemy. Has to put up its damper field as a hammerhead descends on it. It's taking a lot of punishment here, though. There isn't really anything it can do. The Gust, meanwhile, has flamed out, presumably from the EMP emitters from those kites, and is now just facing the wrong way. The organic salt is being used as a human shield between this hammerhead and Daze. I think the hammerhead's going to get the kill. No! The Gust goes down. No, the mule gets the organic salt. Daze overextending very aggressively. Thermocline just trying to hold this, what's left of this battle line together. Oh my god, more Reaper torpedoes. Pocket Gust is gone. Is there anything left of the Diablo fleet? The Coandas are still here. Forget surviving the Radiant. I'm not sure this fleet is going to survive the path. Folded armor is up on the, what was this one? The upstream. It's absorbing some decent damage, but I don't think it's really going to make a difference here. There's just too many ships moving to encircle. The Daze is just off on its own. That Sunder is still alive. There's still an auto pulse on the field. Oh, the humanity! Police brutality! Reaper finds its mark on the side of the Thermocline. Thermocline getting just chewed apart, and down it goes. There goes the Jackal. What's even left? The upstream and the Coandas are all that's left. This entire fleet's getting civil forfeitured. The upstream is trying to hold its ground. Oh, the torpedoes. How do they still have torpedoes? The Coandas are just free to engage still, while the upstream continues to absorb damage, because its folded armor is just a toggle. It can just keep that armor up forever. But there's still more torpedoes coming in from that mule. How many Reapers does it have? Oh my god! Stop resisting upstream! Please! It's still there! It's just like flicking the armor on and off. Down it goes, and there's only a single Koanda remaining, being circled by fighters. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Wait, no, there's still an organic salt! What are you doing? How long have you been here? What? He's just been hiding! Oh gosh! And it's got those AA batteries, so it's reasonably well equipped to keep these fighters at bay. I'm not sure that there are any torpedoes left in that mule is the problem. The Sunder is still active though. There's still an auto pulse on the field. It's also still got gazers. It's just not used them. And vanquished on Wave 3. A valiant effort for safety avionics, but unsuccessful one. Up next, we have LightningCutie and Idiopathic with, they didn't give a team name. Just LightningCutie and Idiopathic. So LightningCutie with a mercenary fleet headed up by a Hound A with a railgun, a light mortar, unstable injector, hardened subsystems, aux fuel tanks, expanded cargo holds, resistant flux conduits, and blast doors. I don't think this is going to last. And then we've got an ungodly number of monitors. 5 monitors. And they're all different fits. This one has hardened subsystems. This one has a banished torpedo. This one has atroposes. This one has hammers. This one has a Reaper, and they all have safety overrides. Then we have some Vapors. 3 Vapors, all also with different loadouts. Heavy Ion Blaster. Ooh, love to see those. ZT-125 Revolver Autocannon. 800 range Kinetic Weapon. A Magic Box, and a Sabo. This one swaps the Sabo for a Harpoon Missile. Not to be confused with the other Harpoon. And then this one retains the Sabo, but swaps the Ion Blaster for a Glow Tusk. We have a Odyssey with, boom boxes? No, those are Guardian Shield drones, apparently. Cluster Shield drones with greatly expanded armor. I see. Got Sabo pods, a Blasting Hammer large missile system, Sabo MRM pod, an Ulan siege laser, a tac lance, some Birchals, a little weenie here. Expanded missile racks. So what does this blasting hammer do? Total damage is split evenly between kinetic, high explosive, and fragmentation. Out of 3,600, so that's 1,200 apiece. Terrifying. Okay. Alright, cool. Then a Cyclops with a Slagger butt gun, a Reliant, and an RK-107 with ECCM. And then Idiopathic has brought the Zebu Stampede. We have one streak to rule them all. POM X20 anti-air batteries. We saw those earlier. They work pretty well, it seems. No D-mods on these Junkers, I'm noting. More RK-107 rocket launchers, Tornado Hornets, Mbeke rockets, and a makeshift shield generator on all of them. The Zebus, oh god, they are not all the same. Flare gun, 2 Mbekes, a Reliant, and a Tornado with expanded missile racks. This one drops the Reliant to upgrade the Tornado to a blasting hammer pod. And those appear to be the 2 variants here. I'm glad that they're numbered. I'm glad that they're numbered. There are 32 of them. There are 32 of them. There are 32 Zebus in this stampede. Ooh, interesting holding pattern for those Guardian drones. Okay, I like that. The rockets will see some good use here. What the fuck is that? Oh, that's the FSF harpoon. Big hit from a blasting hammer immediately. As missiles start coming out, blasting hammers doing huge gobs of damage. Reaper coming out from the monitor, bags a Berserker. 2 Berserkers down pretty much immediately. Banish comes out without too much effect. Monitor's able to just absorb a lot of damage. A storm of missiles just surging forth from this fleet. I don't know. Words fail me. Holy shit! Blasting hammer hits a flare. The flares on those Bastilons would be a problem if there were not so many goddamn missiles. Jesus Christ! Ooh, the Guardians are dynamically repositioning themselves. Nifty. Okay, just the monitors get in the face of these derelicts and hold them in place while the Zebu Stampede just buries them in Hornets and blasting hammers. And whenever the PD falters for even a second, a blasting hammer hits home and just tears a chunk out of it. So many Hornets. So many Hornets. Alright, wave 2. Here come the pirates. So many Zebus. Harpoon immediately finds the back of that Predator. SO monitors have run out of CR. Or not CR, they've run out of PPT, so... Here come the Hornets! Here come the Hornets! Holy shit! Oh my god! What do you do? What does one do against such reckless hate? The blasting hammers hit home often enough to just tear out chunks of these ships. And because they deal all types of damage at once, they just hurt no matter what. The question is if this fleet has enough killing power to get through these waves before it just runs out of ammo. Like, that's the question here. These first few waves, that certainly seems to be the case. Look at all these missiles! goes the Infernus. I don't think we've seen Wave 2 cleared that quickly yet. But there are still some phase ships that are going to be a huge problem for this fleet. Phase ships just really obnoxious to try and get rid of, especially with missiles. Oh, nope, they caught one of the sites with those Hornets. That just leaves one more site. Oh, God. Alright. Next wave. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. Do not resist. You are being contraband inspected. Vapor way out in front. Not sure it wants to be there, but Vapors are reasonably capable of getting out of trouble. Unless they get hit with Blood Knocks and lose their engines like that. And here come those blasting hammers! Missiles. Where are the missiles? Where's the giant swarm of missiles? There's the giant swarm of missiles. Here they come. God, those blasting hammers. Thunder goes down up here. Mule goes down here. Jesus Christ. Oh, where is that blasting hammer? No, no, it corrected. Holy shit. Vapor just suicides in. What was that? They're down to one Vapor, I believe. Oh my goodness. Oh no! Look at all the missiles! They're just running out of fuel! And there's still blasting hammers that can be fired! I think, like, the blasting hammers have concentrated themselves down here, so they're all coming from one direction. I think that's incredible. I think that's incredible. Oh, there's still a kite. I forgot about the kites. Alright, wave 4. This is the one that comes from all directions. Oh god. I didn't even check the fucking officers. IED takes a monitor out immediately and does a serious number on the Odyssey. Helmsmanship, field modulation, missile spec, and gunnery implants on that Odyssey. There's a level 5 officer on the street. So about those other IEDs, where are they at? Where they at? Oh, there goes one. I missed it. I was too busy watching this one. It doesn't look like it got anything more than one Zebu. But the missiles are just cleaning up these small, unshielded ships. It looks like the IED is just pulling back, going to save itself. It's gonna save itself for marriage, you see. Jesus, that... Oh! Cerberus rams a Zebu to death. 3 Zebus go down in short order as the missiles just continue to stream out. 2 more Zebus caught out of position. 3 more Zebus. 4 more Zebus caught out of position by the Colossi advancing. Where is that Odyssey? Odyssey swinging in, starting to clean house. What happened to that IED anyways? I think it just quietly died off screen. Now that the fleet has had a chance to orient itself a little bit, they should be able to finish this up clean house. But they have taken some appreciable losses in this wave. We'll see if they're able to swarm the Radiant properly. After the fleet was able to reorient, it just cleaned up. But that IED took a big chunk out of the Odyssey. The IEDs are just such a vibe check so immediately. And here come the missiles. And in response, here comes more missiles. Glimmer suicides to take down a Zebu, but that is definitely a Zebu off the field. Another Zebu caught out of position by the Radiant just goes down. Fulgent goes down. Monitor swooping in to try and maintain the line. Both monitors are heavily engaged, and here come the missiles coming in on that Radiant. They are looking for some big hits, but they're not going to find it against a ship this efficient. That shield off gives it way too much coverage. Streak coming in, doing work against that Scintilla, immediately just punching through it with those rocket pods. Monitor goes down, the Cyclops went down. There's still rockets in that Streak. It's not done yet. It's not done yet. It didn't hear no bell. Unfortunately, the Apex is here to sound that bell. I don't think the Streak can get out of this one, but the Zebus are sure trying to bail it out. Those Terminator drones set up that Apex really well to stand up against this wave, or against this fleet, and the Streak does go down. Glimmer pops. The Odyssey is standing alone against that Radiant right now with not a lot to show for it. Big hit from the blasting hammers on that Apex. They're starting to just overwhelm it. Ooh, they're getting some hits in. The Apex is just surrounded by Zebus that are streaming Hornets into it. But the Dragonfires just obliterate one of the Zebus. Monitor, again, running very low on CR. Radiant starting to pick off some Zebus. Where did the Odyssey go? Did the Odyssey die when I wasn't looking? I think it did. Shit. It's the Zebus stand alone against a Radiant. And, you know, some friends. And I think they might be running out of ammo. Oh, big hit on that Scintilla. Yeah, they don't have any tools left against this Radiant. It simply outlasted them. There are still the Mbekes coming out. But I don't think they're really going to be able to take out even this Scintilla. Oh my god. Look at them just blinking off the shields of this Scintilla. Oh, blasting hammer! Just getting cleaned up. I can just speed this up, right? Because this is over. There's still a monitor active, I note. 2 monitors active, I note, because they're not able to actually do anything to them. And so, the Zebu fleet is able to tie with, call it a flood, but it is not able to clear the final wave. leaving only a few frigates and the Radiant alive. I think it did actually get more points because it did take out the Apex. And we have one more fleet. Solinarius, a solo entry, I believe, with the last beer bender and the icon of Synthwave. The last beer bender, we have a Maelstrom. What is this? Why did you put a single micromissile on a Maelstrom? Did you and Rothgar already go through? Yes.
To fall from such a thing, a bite of bread.
Magalore and LightningCutie have already gone through, and they did not clear Wave 3. So we've got Rex and S's, a Zepho Swing, a Raptor up in the front, S-Rabs, Ulan, another Raptor in the back, a singular micro-missile. Singular. We've got a Hail, a pair of Hails, 4 micro-missiles? Yeah, 4 micro-missiles, 2 magic boxes, 2 S-Rabs, and a Rex and V. Dost thou even hoist? Oh no, these names. The Cattle Bruiser, Friendly Friar, Beer's the Mind Thriller, Dost thou even hoist? Major pumping required, but can it run Doom? A stupid is as a stupid does. Alright, so the Pocket Gusts are Ravens, Thrushes, Magic Boxes, and Rexons. And then the Singular Vapor is a Birchel, an Ion Pulsar, and a Rexon V. And on the other side, the icon of Synthwave, we have the BFG Chain 1000. Interesting. I believe this is an Eagle conversion. The Wrecker class. PhaseNet Tow Pattern. Improves the maximum burn level of the slowest ship in the fleet. Oh, this might be like an original one for the Reuters. Fair enough. I thought they did have an Eagle conversion. 2 assault chain guns, Rex and V's, a bunch of Ibises, some micro missiles, heavy armor, ITUs, the Rip and Tear Punishers, not safety overrides though, quad light assault guns, twin Thrushes, twin Rex and V's, a trio of very happy ammo Cersei's with Birchels, micro missiles, a Hexafire, and an Ion Beam. And then an LRPD laser and a Cerberus that has a single hypervelocity driver, no shields, and a bunch of Ibises. So he's going to win by being the only one to trounce the Radiant? It might! That'd be really funny! Daisy must live or Doom Guy will go Super Saiyan. Okay, okay, you say this, but... Okay, Daisy is pulling back. After immediately overextending, it is pulling back. Wave 1 has been pretty consistent so far. This first wave is pretty easy to clean up. As long as these fleets don't let themselves take too much damage, they should springboard nicely into Wave 2. And it doesn't look like they're going to have any issues cleaning this up. Not like the last Diable mercenary fleet we saw. Rampart goes down. There's just one Rampart left, and a couple of escorts, the Bastilons and a Picket. Those ion beams have honestly earned their keep very well against this fleet. Since it doesn't have shields, they've just immediately and pretty consistently shut down everything in front of them. Oh yeah, there's ion beams on the Maelstrom from the Zephoses. Where Magalore and LightningCutie's fleet was poorly equipped to deal with unshielded ships, this fleet seems pretty purpose-built to take on shieldless ships. With so many, with like 5 with 5 ion beams between it. And an ion pulsar on that Vapor. Alright, here come the pirates. Those beams are going to be a pretty big problem for those scythes. Ooh, micro missiles are doing some big chunks of damage against those predators. Immediately, one of the boars overextends, getting harshly punished for its hubris. Ulan rounds coming in. All of them find their mark. Here come the Punishers, looking for some easy prey in this scythe, but instead they find an amalgam and a boar. That suits them just fine, though. They've got enough HE damage to chunk through that amalgam, and enough kinetic damage to make that boar regret its existence. Ooh, a lot of sabos coming out from that amalgam. The Punisher just tanks it onto armor, assessing that that is its best chance. A lot of ion beams focused very specifically on the Stalker, trying to keep it locked down so that advanced ammo feeder cannot do its terrible work, but they are condemning that Punisher to death, it looks like, by refusing to disable the amalgam. They're just letting it wail on that Punisher unopposed. Wrecker trying to get involved. Assault chain guns are in play, but a Reaper torpedo, just cheeky launch from the amalgam, finishes off the Punisher, and this fleet takes its first casualty. And it is an important one. Those Punishers are a big chunk of firepower. The Infernus is getting surrounded. It's doing a little bit of chip damage to all of the deable ships around, but not really enough to put any of them in the red, so to speak. It's just getting wailed on by the volume of artillery fire around it. It can't keep its shield up. It shields up because there's so many Rexons. And the constant stream of missiles is enough to chunk through its exposed hull. Infernus is down, the Predator is down, and the wave is cleared. Not a clean clear of Wave 2, but it's a respectable clear of Wave 2. Now, we enter Wave 3. If you can clear Wave 2 in good shape, generally speaking, I think you'll be able to get through Wave 3, but we'll see. We'll see how this is able to go for them. There are some relatively aggressive skirmishers in this fleet that could be problems to those Circes. But it looks like the Circes, with their superior high-tech shielding, are able to mostly stand resolute against that Hammerhead. The Sunder and Mule, on the other hand, are a much more problematic combo, with the Sunder suiciding in to take down one of the Circes with the help of the Mule's Reapers. Just a huge chunk of damage. I don't think there was anything that could have survived that scenario. Ooh, missiles coming out from the Venture, but they just aren't finding as many targets against this fleet as they did against that first fleet. Just chunking through this Venture. It looks like a hail went down here. Yep, the Hammerhead, unable to corner and eliminate that Circe, instead cornered and eliminated the hail with it. The Vapor goes down. Honestly, I'm impressed the Vapor made it this far. More Reapers coming out from that Mule onto the other Circe. We might see all of the Circes go down here. This fleet has, thus far, been very effective at isolating them from the rest of the fleet, and that is a pretty big problem. Pocket Gust running low on CR and almost fluxed out by these kites. Ooh, they might not clear this wave. Or it might be a very near thing. I'm seeing a lot of cruisers that are in very, very poor shape. The other Punisher goes down. Cersei's are still active, 2 of them at least. Parker and a mule go down. Killing those mules is a big win. A big dub, if you will, for this fleet. Wrecker getting fluxed out by the close engagement with that Venture. Heavy Needler and Milton Welder, a powerful combo. Wrecker just snatching that fighter. Get over here. Alright. Whoa, more Reapers coming out from those mules. Hail goes down. Friendly Friar is no more. Venture about to pop from concentrated fire. Down it goes. It's just a Karker and a Hammerhead left. That Hammerhead still locked in a mortal duel with this one Cersei. Just one Cersei. Missiles coming in, but there's enough PD from these flare guns on the Hammerhead that none of the micro missiles find their mark. Here come the Ravens, though. Those will find their mark pretty handily. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't see this fleet clearing Wave 4. Let's keep an eye out for those IEDs. One of the IEDs just detonates. The dawn of the final era just detonates off in the middle of nowhere, accomplishing nothing and killing no one. Daisy getting cornered by those hounds. She's been separated from the BFG Chain 1000. As the rest of the fleet is just being encircled. The BFG does take out one of the IEDs before it can start priming. Daisy still alive, in fact. Pocket Gust goes down to the Colossi. Dram just hasn't seen its moment yet. It's not ready to ride eternal shiny and chrome. Oof. Where's it gonna detonate? Where's it gonna detonate? Pocket Gust goes down. Daisy still there. Dram coming in for the Maelstrom. Detonates right on the Maelstrom's bow, taking a huge chunk out of it. Wrecker doing its square best to shield Daisy. Trying to pick off these stragglers. Maelstrom still hanging on out of spite, but a round of torpedoes to the broadside finish it off. Now it's... Oh, Daisy. Oh, Daisy, no. No. Daisy might be the last one standing. Daisy is the last... No. There's still a Cersei. Daisy outlived the Wrecker, which is plenty impressive in and of itself. There is an outside but non-zero chance that she outlives the Cersei, too. She is starting to suffer malfunctions. Whatever cargo Daisy is carrying, it will get to its destination. I think that all of these ships have had their main guns critical malfunction. Yeah, these two Colossi are either just out of ammo or their launchers have critically malfunctioned, so they can't do anything. Daisy is just over here plinking away. Big hit on the Pocket Gust, which is, as its final order, it has tasked its Raven to keep Daisy alive. The Cersei is down. Daisy is the last one standing. The little Cerberus that could. Oh my god! They killed her with a hammer! This ship right here, killing with hammers! Jesus! Poor Daisy. Wow. Well, that sure was a showing. Even if they didn't make it past wave 4. And those are all of the waves I have for us here. So call it the Flood and, not Safety Avionics. Yeah, Idiopathic and, Safety Avionics, not Safety Avionics, Idiopathic, LightningCutie, Arthur, and Lourdes are the only ones who are able to make it to the last wave. But, unfortunately, no one was able to clear the last wave. Whatever cargo these fleets were carrying, nobody's getting it. Well, I mean, except for Safety Avionics. Whatever Safety Avionics was carrying is probably going to turn up at Nomios when the GMDA fences it. But it's certainly not getting to its intended customer. I don't know how Nucubus wants to swing a tie here. But congratulations to our joint runners-up. So thank you all for joining me. I am going to take a quick break. I'm gonna switch my mods over for my normal Starsector stream, and I'll be back. Thank you all for joining me for this tournament. Hope you all have a wonderful day.